In the midst of all this chaos this year, there's one particular player on the Pelicans I had extremely high hopes for. I even dropped a video about it. But right now, the lights are slowly starting to dim. So we're going to have a conversation about it right now on the Pelicans Scoop. Grab your snack, cue my music.
This is the Pelicans Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Pelicans Scoop. I am your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and ladies and gentlemen, victory hoodies. Yes, the Pelicans are coming off a W last night. You know, depending on how you feel about it, everybody, oh, we messed the tank up. I don't think winning one game off like a 10-game losing streak is going to affect the tank in any type of way, guys. Like, relax. It ain't like the Pelicans are finna pull off a 5-game win streak, a 10-game win streak. One W here and there it's not gonna hurt you. All right, it's better for the morale. You know, for the guys to get a dub every now and then. Like, come on now, y'all think one meaningless win against the Spurs is going to be like, well, the Pelicans is over with. They can't get the top 3 pick anymore. Like, it's okay, guys. Like, the schedule is brutal. They're not finna be pulling W's off. But that's not the conversation at hand. Conversation, it hurts me to even make this video. Let's talk about Jordan Hawkins, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Jordan Hawkins. So, going into this season, the expectations for Hawkins were up. They were extremely up there because at the same time, you saw the flashes his rookie season, but you had the crutch of Willie Green be like, oh, well, Willie's not playing him, so what can he be like? Willie's holding him back and doing all this. I love to put all the blame on the Willie, but now it's time to just look in the mirror at this point, right? It's getting gloomy. So the reason why I'm saying it's getting gloomy, guys, because let me just tell you Hawkins' last 5 games, and then we'll expand from there. So Hawkins' last 5 games are 12 points against the OKC February 10th, 12 points, 5 points, 16, 5, and 10. The problem with that is this was supposed to be Hawkins, I'm going to say be the 6th man of the year season, but this is supposed to be kind of his little, all right, welcome to the NBA, like, I'm here, you know, making my moment. You saw all the flashes his rookie year. You know, he had a 34-point game against the Mavericks, but that's really starting to look like an anomaly at this point because his greatest strength, what we thought was his greatest strength going into the, you know, picking him and adding him to this team was his shooting. And that has been far from the truth at this point. Far from the truth. Now, you can say that Willie has not put him in the best position to succeed, but at the same time, Willie Green can't put the ball in the basket for you. You have to hit your opens. It's not like Hawkins. He has the ultimate green light. All right, I'm not going to sit here and say Willie Green's handicapping him anymore. All right, his minutes are up. He's actually playing. He's in a rotation, and it's iffy sometimes. Like, sometimes lately you've seen, well, not lately, but at one point, like a couple weeks ago, Antonio Reeves got more minutes than him in the game and played better. So you're starting to see, you know, other players starting to nip at his minutes and whatnot because he cannot shoot the ball. So this season, Hawkins' shooting splits are, he's shooting 36% from the field, and he's shooting 33% from 3. Do you hear what I just said? 36% from the field. That's his field goal percentage is low 30s, mid 30s. Like, that's on 10 points, 2 boards, and an assist, right? But 33% from 3, and that was supposed to be your calling card. That was supposed to be your strong suit as a shooter, right? At 5.6 attempts per game. Now you're wondering, 33%, like, we get it. But let me just give you an example of players that are shooting 33% right now from 3 in the NBA right now. Cason Wallace, Draymond Green, Russell Westbrook, Trey Lyles, Cole Anthony, Carlo Makovich, your teammate. Shout out to Carlo last night. Pels dub. Jordan Hawkins, Pete Nance, Larry Nance's little brother, Ratatouille from the Atlanta Hawks, the number 1 pick. You know, my boy Ratatouille. Ayo Dosunmu from the Bulls, and Lonzo Ball. Not particularly any guys you would consider elite shooters. Now, Lonzo Ball had his moments, you know, when he was on Pelicans, you know, in his first couple years of the Bulls, but, well, his first year because, you know, he just, whatever. But at the same time, those guys are not elite shooters or guys you would consider a shooter. Now, that's where this Hawking stuff becomes incredibly difficult to, one, stomach, but one, make sense of everything. Granted, Willie Green, they're not out here running, you know, sets for him, you know, like the UConn shooter coming out the screens like the Golden State Warriors and whatnot. And also at the same time, you don't want to put too much into it because the Pelicans are not the best developing organization. Like, we didn't see time and time again where players, leave and finally blossom or sprout into what they can be. So maybe Hawkins in a different system, maybe Hawkins with a different coach. Once we get Willie Green out of here, what could Hawkins become? But right now it's dim, and it's not looking any better because you're not an NBA player or labeled as a shooter, and you're shooting 36% from the field and 33% from three. All numbers down from his rookie year. His points are up because he's playing a lot more, but his rookie year, he was shooting 38% from the field. It's not even better, but you go from 36 to 38, and then your three go from 36 from your rookie year to 33 now. And you're playing more, you're shooting the ball more. Now, granted, people want to, say it's the injuries, and at a certain point, you do have to produce. This is the NBA. This is a business. So if your greatest strength is what this team brought you here to be, draft you to be, because Hawkins literally offers nothing else but shooting, and scoring ability, right? He's not a playmaker. He's not a defender. Granted, I wish his hand was a little bit tighter because he really can't handle the ball for real because, he gets moved out the way, they hit him with one of those and he fumbling. I wish he'd get a little bit stronger. But at a certain point, like, you have to produce. It's only year 2. We'll see what year 3 looks like. But right now, it's just looking gloomy. And I think it's time to have a conversation like, moving forward, what are our expectations for Jordan Hawkins, or what can we adjust his expectations to be? Because I hate to say it, but right now, you cannot be an NBA player with these shooting splits. Or you're not even a rotational piece. Like, you cannot be. This cannot be one of your guys off the bench, a reliable guy off the bench, and he's shooting 33% from three, and you're a shooter. 36 from the field. That's crazy. I just told you the guys he's shooting with. Draymond Green is shooting higher from three than Jordan Hawkins. What? In what universe? Now, I'm not willing to throw the white flag on him just yet, because Jordan Hawkins just gives those vibes up that the Pelicans will let him go, and then he'll go to, like, I don't know, the Warriors or something, like an organization that will know how to utilize him or use him to his best ability or whatever, and he'll like have a little breakout and carve a way out on the NBA role, and everybody could be looking like, oh, look at the Pelicans again, they just let everybody go. So he gives those vibes up, but that's why I don't want to give up on him, because the pedigree of what he was supposed to be and what he still potentially can be, maybe with a new coaching staff, maybe a lot more locked in all season, but his back issue is a problem. He has a degenerative back, spinal fissure, or whatever it was called. I made a video about it, y'all. I made a video about it. I can't tell you the medical name for it, but it's a degenerative issue, and he had it since college, and only going to get worse, or however he's going to find a way to deal with it. Like, cure for the situation was not high level activity. Like, was one of the cures for it was like not high level activity, exercise or whatever, like, calming it down. Problem is, your occupation requires you to be at high level activity all the time. You have to be on that when you're on the NBA court, or you just gonna sit down on the bench, man. So moving forward, what are our expectations for Jordan Hawkins, and what maybe a new coaching staff can unlock him, right? So that's why I don't want to throw the towel on him just yet, because God willingly, they're gonna get Willie out of here. But at the same time, this ain't all Willie's fault. You still got to find a way to put the ball in the hoop. You still got to find a way to persevere. Still have to find a way. If you are who you say you are you're supposed to be, still have to find a way. Got to find a way. Like, life, the situation ain't always going to be perfect. So he still has to find a way to get the job done. So it's not all on Willie. It's not all on Hawk. It's probably a nice little middle ground we can meet at. But I think it's safe to say he's been very disappointing this season, and it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. So moving forward, especially, we're in this tank mode. We don't care. Got to see what you got in Hawk. See what you got in Antonio Reeves. We're seeing what you got in Carlo finally. Seeing what you got in Carlo finally. So just keep seeing what you got in these guys, and we'll reassess when the season's over. But let's have a conversation about Jordan Hawkins, because the time is ticking. So y'all let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about him, or what you guys think should we adjust our expectations, or what should we look for in Jordan Hawkins? Because I gassed him up, and I'm here to admit I was wrong. So thank you guys for sticking for another edition of Pelicans Scoop. Like I said, hop in the comments, let me know right now, and I'm out, man. Peace.